Okay, this is just going to be a short YouTube video because we are looking on Tor.com. Is it still Tor.com? Or is it?
Publishers.
It's whatever. The publishers of the Murderbot Diaries, because they have some omnibus type things going on, but they're not omnibuses. And so they are hardcovers.
Yes.
So you can get the first 4 Murderbot Diaries books as hardcovers. Guess how much? Genuinely, if you're watching this video and you don't already know, just make a few guesses over the next 10 seconds. Guess how much you would be paying for 4 very short novellas. They're not full-length novels. How much do you think they're charging for 4 of those? Do you say, I don't know, the do, that's like from Pokemon. I mean, remember my dream. There's something about Pokemon. Anyways, assuming you've made your guesses, instead of just listening to me ramble, they want you to pay $80. $80 for 4 extremely short books that all together don't even add up to the length of a novel, like a regular novel. $80. At some point years ago, when I was making a pie chart about the ableism in the series, I went through and then wrote down the word count of each story. And the first 4 novels, the first 4 novellas, which is like a short story, but just slightly longer than a short story. The first 4 of them add up to, take your guesses, people who categorize fiction by word count rather than page number, because word count is an objective measurement of how long it is. Take your guesses. How many words are in the first 4 Murderbot Diaries that they are charging you $80 for? You might be thinking, okay, well, for $80, it better be a lot, so $1 million. I would pay $80 for a million words. You're thinking, I've read multiple things that are over 1 million words. And that would be worth the money, wouldn't it? Maybe it would be worth the money. I don't even know if that would be worth it. Now you're thinking maybe 500,000. Still no. 300,000. No. 200,000. Nope. 150,000. Still no. Would you like to know how many words are in the first 4 Murderbot Diaries books? Prepare yourselves. They're charging $80 for this.
The entire Harry Potter
series. Hold on. Talk louder.
The entire Harry Potter series of 7+ books. We're using Harry Potter because it's an easy reference, not because J.K. Rowling is a great author.
It's shit, but we did buy all of those books as kids, so we know how long they are.
The entire Harry Potter series, which is 7 whole huge books, is 1 million words, 1,084,000 words. That's something you could reasonably spend $80 on a box set for 7 books.
We're finding that off the internet because we don't actually have that number memorized.
Yeah.
So the entire Harry Potter series, and I presume you know how big those books are or how big they started getting. The entire Harry Potter series is did you say 1.8 million?
Less than that.
It's over 1 million. How much did we, and at some point while we were kids, we bought the entire box set, and those were hardcovers?
Yes.
And they were hardcovers, and it did not cost $80. I don't know how much it cost, but it wasn't $80. And this was like how many freaking years ago? Like 20-something years ago. So, like, even including inflation, it would not be this expensive. And like nowhere near as expensive as $80 frickin' today. So are you ready to hear the word count of the first 4 Murderbot books? I don't think you are. They want you to pay $80 for 130,000 words. I'm not joking. That's the approximate number. It's not the exact number, but they want you to pay $80 for 130,000 words. That's it. That's it. 130,000 words.
To hold the physical hardcover in your hand, the hardcover...
Talk louder.
To hold these physical hardcovers in your hand, because we do have some on our bookshelf for the Murderbot Diaries that are hardcover. The hardcover itself seems like it weighs more than the actual pages.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I can even just go find it on the bookshelf, and I will bring out the ones that we own and just show you, assuming I can find them. And
packed away from a hurricane.
Yeah, we put all of our books in bins to protect them from Helene in case there was random flooding. So I might be too lazy to go and do that. But yeah, 134,000 words. And they want to charge you $80 for it. Plus tax, plus shipping. This is the most... I have never seen such a blatant scam in my life in regards to books. That is just absolutely just beyond anything. It's mind-boggling. It is baffling. It is such a blatant scam. $80 plus tax plus shipping for 134,000 words. Let me check how many words Flatland has. Because not that any of you watching this have probably read Flatland, but I'm pretty sure Flatland is like 50,000 words, or maybe it was 30,000. Let me check again. Because these are so short, you could be finished with all of these books in less than a week if you read them with actually intending to read them and not just getting bored and distracted every 5 seconds. Actually, I can even check. Well, I'm pretty sure I read the first I'm pretty sure I read the first 4 Murderbot Diaries within 3 days of reading the first one, because the whole point I'm trying to make here is that they are extremely short and they're not difficult to read at all. They are extremely light reading. Because they don't really describe anything. It's just a fun romp. It's cute. It's funny. It's got some very cheap action that isn't really described, and nothing really matters because all of their injuries get magically healed. In the first book alone, Murderbot gets supposedly catastrophically injured, literally 3 separate times, and 2 of those times are at the beginning and the middle of the story, and they all get magically fixed even before the next fight. So there's literally 0 consequences and a whole bunch of jokes, and it's really funny, and it's really easy to read, which is why I've been telling people to read them. But this is such a freaking scam. It is absurd. Where do I have the Flatland? Where are you, Flatland? I have an episode of Flatland. It's somewhere on here. Flatland actually has more world building in one section than all of the Murderbot Diaries, and if you're unfamiliar with how, let me just open a calculator. Do we know how many words are on a page? Let me put the phone down. I know that literally decades ago at some point I counted the words on the page of a Star Wars book, and there was around 500, but I'm Googling it because it's different depending on how they're printed. Okay, Google says there's 250 to 300 words per page. So let's open a calculator and see approximately how many pages are in 130,000 words. Because I'm not doing math. Let's be generous and say that each page will have 300 words, so that they're not making the font extra big to get away with it. So that goes to around 433.33 repeating pages. So 430 pages, we'll say. And they want you to pay $80 for that. $80 for around 430 pages, if we're generous. And we don't know that they're going to be generous. So, yeah, this is an absolute scam. And I hope nobody is enough of a fan that they just get tricked into falling for this without thinking about the pricing. And, like, unless you're an avid collector and you're rich and you've got thousands of dollars to throw away on a whim, please do not waste your money on these, because these books are so short. This is a scam. There's nothing else to call this. This is a scam. At one point in high school, we bought, like, a book that had, I'm not even joking, like 600 pages of very small font. It was 3 whole actual full-length novels smashed together. And they had the font tiny to fit as many words on a page as possible. And it had like 600, maybe that one was 800. This was before we had internet, because we went 3 years without any internet. So I don't have the page number anywhere, and we definitely do not still own this book. It was a terrible book, though. Don't read anything by Christopher Pike. He's terrible at writing. But we've literally have books that are 600 and 800 pages. They just walked away, so maybe they are going to find our Aragon compendium that I'm pretty sure is 800-something pages. And we did not ever pay $80 for these things, even back then. What we paid for these back then would not add up to $80 today. It would be $20, $30 at max for when we were buying 800-page books. Did you find Aragon or something?
No, you can just pause this video and then just make a scripted thing where we actually do demonstrations.
Nope. Here's some books to demonstrate. It's not Aragon. We don't know where that is. So here's the newest Murderbot book, System Collapse. It's terrible. And I am not buying another Murderbot book before I read it. It says US $21.99. I don't know why. That's even more absurd. Oh my god. The base price for this is $21.99. It's $22 for this. This. Look at these things. Hold that up. And look at how much space this hardcover here is taking, and then look at the book. How much did that cost? How many pages, how many words are on that page? So many.
This is,
Not many. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. How many words are on these pages? And this thing. Look how big this book is compared to this. How much did this cost?
which?
This thing.
Check
Because, like, this... $17.99 compared to this for $21.99. What is this one? Let's see.
That one
Where it
won't
doesn't have
price
it.
because that was a limited run. That was $30.
Yeah, this book is $30. And do you see these pages? And how many different stories are in here? Because this is a collection. It's got so many.
This one is actually out of print as far as I can tell now because
Okay, well, sorry, you can't buy this one anymore.
you can buy it as an ebook for $3.
Oh, okay, then go buy it as an ebook. But, like, we have
828
we have
pages.
book 5 somewhere. I put it somewhere obvious, but this. Then this isn't even included in the we're charging you $80 for 4 things. And I'm pretty sure this book is longer than any of the first 4 ones, because I did a bunch of math, but I don't think I did any math on this one yet because it's the newest one and I was too lazy. But yeah, this is a fucking scam. Holy shit. Do not spend $80 to get 134,000 words. That is so ridiculous. Oh my god. Even unless you are literally like the top Murderbot collector in the world, don't buy this, and you shouldn't even be buying it because now you're encouraging them to do crap like this. This is just absurd. Like,
they could like the only justification.
Yes, talk louder.
The only justification for these prices would be if Tor is actually giving a huge, substantial amount of royalties to the authors that they're publishing, but I can't find any information about that. So
yeah, if at
90%
least
of the book price was going towards the author, I would happily pay that. But we have zero indication. That's the thing.
yeah, if 90% of this $80 was going to the actual author, then sure, that would be cool because it's good to support authors. But like, holy fuck, this is absurd. Oh my god. Like, what do they think people are... Do they think people are made out of money? And it's just... Oh, my God. Don't pay $80 for 134,000 words. I am begging you. Because I'm pretty... Like, the first 4 books are so short. They could literally just combine them all into one single freaking paperback. And make it reasonable price, and they'll probably do that at some point in the future. So please, just wait if you want all of these books, or just get them from your library. You can get the Libby app, and just oh my god, please.
Instead of buying these books yourself, just request them at all the local libraries near you. They get their copies. Everybody can read. Everyone in your town can now read them. You can let all of your friends read them as long as you go to the library.
But please, do not spend $80 for only 134,000 words. If it were the whole series, it still wouldn't even be worth $80 because the entire Harry Potter series, which is over 1 million words, back in whatever... When did the last book come out? What year was that? Just Google that quick. For reference, yeah. We're only talking about Harry Potter because that's the only big, giant series besides Aragon and...
That's an easy reference for people who know anything about books. 2007.
That was in 2007. The last Harry Potter book came out. Do we know when the stupid Christopher Pike, I'm so edgy, watch these non-consequences while I just keep murdering the protagonist and pretending it's totally real this time?
Well, first of all, the Deathly Hallows
we're
is
looking
almost
on
800 pages.
Huh?
The Deathly Hallows is almost 800 pages.
Yeah, the Deathly Hallows, the last Harry Potter book. You know, that giant one that was so famous for being so giant they had to split it into 2 movies. Yeah, that's 800 pages.
And it's $20.
And that's $20. That's $20 for 800 pages. For, I mean, compared to these things, an actual novel with depth. Because, again, I cannot state enough. The Murderbot Diaries is light reading. That's why it's fun to read. I could probably give the books to my mom, and she would probably enjoy reading it. No offense, Mom, if you're listening to this, but, like, you could probably read these, and you would probably think they're fun. Like, okay, we found... Is that, like, the whole thing?
This is Murtag, the brand new...
We haven't even read that yet.
No, this is Murtag, Deluxe Edition, with maps and all this bonus material in it, as a beautifully carved and illustrated hardcover.
Is that just the new book that we haven't read?
Yes.
Okay, so we're on Amazon.
Look at this.
Oh my freaking god, I will just bring the camera over. I don't think it's illegal to show. Look at this. Look at this.
So we're just buying this when I get paid.
Yeah. This is for the new Aragon book that we haven't read yet, because I guess there's new books. But we have, like, how many pages does the thing that's, like, the first two books cost? Because we have that, and we bought that forever ago.
There's a whole world map.
Yeah. See how much the one that has Saphira and Thorn on the cover. Doing their fancy little spiral. Because we have that around here somewhere. Hello, pretty kitty.
I would have to find it first.
Okay. Yeah. How much does Aragon cost? And how many pages does Aragon have?
Well, first of all, the 4-book set for the
Okay.
entire Inheritance trilogy
Just talk
is
a
under
bit louder.
$40.
Repeat that louder.
The entire Inheritance cycle, which is
4 full-length novels, not 4 novellas that are extremely light reading. 4 full-length novels.
weighs almost 5 pounds.
Weighs almost 5 pounds, apparently. And how much does that cost?
The original listing price was $55.
And these are giant books.
These are books you could kill Cain with. Or no, these are books that you could kill Abel with. The guy who beat his brother over the head with a
These
rock.
are the books so heavy that when we were reading them in middle and high school, like, they took up all of the space in our backpack and would not fit in the desks. That's how thick these books are. To the point that even the teachers were amazed that we were reading books so big, which is just sad.
Okay, so let me hope.
Okay, we found Aragon.
Hold on.
Let's sit the phone down again. Just make sure you talk louder so the microphone picks it up.
Yeah, Aragon, which is almost 600 pages. It is 544 pages. Is $10 to buy new as a paperback. A hardcover is $15 for 528 pages.
And that's an actual full-length novel that actually goes into depth with characters and world building. It's not light reading like the Murderbot Diaries is.
And it was written when he was 16.
And it was written when he was 16, and it's actually good because he has editors. And when I say the Murderbot Diaries is light reading, I mean, like, it's like just a slightly longer version of a story that you could read in a dentist's office while you're waiting for your appointment. It's extremely funny. It's lighthearted, and there's like zero world building or real character depth. It's just, you don't have to think, you don't need to use brain power to read it, is what I'm trying to say, which is why it's so fun to read and why I recommend it to people, because it's fun and easy to read.
Oh my god.
But it is not like, it's not deep. Aragon is deep. There's world building. There's in-depth characterization. What is the oh my god for?
Hold on.
Are you just finding absurd?
I'm finding the total page count for the ones that actually list it. Not all of them are being listed on it for some reason, but the first 2 books alone in the Inheritance cycle,
Volume up a bit.
the first 2 books in the Inheritance cycle, which is a series of 4, now 5 books with the new 2024 release, is over 1,264 pages.
What's that divided by 430? Because that's the approximate number of pages we're guessing that all of the first 4 Murderbot Diaries would add up to. So it's like 3 times longer. And how much does that cost? As opposed to $80.
You can get all 4 of the books for $36.99.
You can get all 4 of the entire Aragon Inheritance. The whole series is just called the Inheritance Cycle. We just call it the Aragon books because that's what it was called.
Which is
You
good,
can get
assumedly
you can
more
get
than
4
2,000.
full-length, in-depth novels with world building and actual characterization beyond shallow. This character's quirky. This one's snarky. This one's mean. This one's bubbly. These 2 are sleeping together.
This one's it. All
For
these
less than
characters
$40.
all these-
$36.
all these characters are ambiguously brown because every single one of her protagonists is, without actually doing any kind of work about actually representing real people in a meaningful way.
Yeah, and then there's actual racism in her books anyways. It's like she's reprinting Emily and the Hollow World and Emily in the Sky World, and I haven't read Emily in the Sky World yet because reading the first one just like killed my brain. And there's an extremely racist line in Emily in the Hollow World where Emily, our protagonist, who's supposed to be a brown girl who's grown up in a country full of brown people, where racism, I guess, doesn't exist, sees a white guy and says, oh, he looks like a posh gentleman. Unlike this brown guy over here, who's so physically fit, he could toil away all day in the fields without any trouble. And it's like, oh my fucking God. That would have been, oh my God. And she's going to reprint these books because now she's super popular from the Murderbot Diaries. If she keeps that line in, then she will be agreeing with the past her from like 10 years ago who wrote that line and thought that racism was epic and awesome and an awesome compliment. Oh my God, if she does not remove that line, she's going to be so fucking sorry. And also, I don't know why she would want to reprint these books and get more people reading them, because that is one way to kill, or at least fucking severely injure, fan retention. Because, oh my God, I've only read the first one, but it is so horrible. It takes every flaw of her writing and magnifies it by 1,000 times so that you can't possibly ignore it. Oh my God.
And you start to see it in every single other book.
And then you can't unsee those flaws because now they have been magnified 1,000 times and now you see them everywhere. Oh my God. You should actually read Emily in the Hollow World. It's on the Internet Archive. You can borrow it from them or borrow it from your library. But oh, holy shit. I did not know that it was possible for a protagonist to be this passive. I really had no clue what people were talking about when they would criticize passive protagonists. Now I know. Oh my God. I feel like I am half convinced that the only reason that the supposed protagonist exists for these books is so that she could force them into the young adult genre, because that was popular because of the Hunger Games, so she could catch on to that trend. Because this protagonist has no personality. She literally does nothing. It's like she's not even there. And I am not the only one saying this, because I started reading this book and I was like, felt like I was losing my mind, so I had to go and look up other reviews, and yes, everybody agrees. This protagonist practically does not exist. It's like Martha Wells wrote the whole book as a third-person omniscient narrator and then was like, no, wait, I gotta cash in on that young adult trend. So had to invent this supposed 16-year-old who does not act like a 16-year-old. She acts like a 12-year-old sometimes. Like,
that's how she read.
Huh?
That's how she read to me. I didn't even get like 2 chapters in, I don't think.
Not like 12-year-old is even pushing it. Like, I think the characters from the Animorphs are more mature than this girl that we're supposed to believe is 16 years old. And it's, oh my God, it's so badly written. Anyways, we were talking about the prices, but yeah, I have no idea why Martha Wells or her publishers would want to reprint these books to get more attention on them, because that is going to backfire so badly. Oh my God. Yeah, so how much does that collection cost? We're still looking at Aragon.
Oh, well, first of all, this
Are those signed?
This is not an Amazon official listing. This is a third-party seller listing.
This is somebody just selling their own copy of the books.
This is a set of 4, the entire Inherited Cycle, as hardcovers for $105. The reason it's $105 is because every single one of these books is signed by the author. To buy these as the paperbacks, complete series of over 2,000 plus pages, is $30. This is $100 for over 2,000 pages. Only $20 more than the first 4 Murderbot Diaries things from Tora Publishing
that they're trying to scam you with. Cannot emphasize enough. That is a massive scam. Don't even let your grandparents buy that for you for your birthday or something. Don't let them waste their money. You could buy, how many, like, if you have $80 to spend and you want books, go to a thrift store, go to a used bookstore. You will be able to buy probably 100 books for $80 because they have some that are less than $1. Don't spend $80 for 134,000 words. I am begging you. Just wait until they actually come out with an actual omnibus, because this is absurd and you deserve to spend your money well. and get your money's worth. And this is a massive fucking scam, and I cannot believe anybody is letting them do this. If I were Martha Wells, if I were the author, and I saw somebody try to charge $80 for 134,000 words of my writing, I would go on a vigilante spree and start killing the people trying to push that scam. Holy shit. That's a scam. Do not fall for it. Is there anything else we want to say to the people of YouTube besides, for the love of God, don't waste $80. That's how many hours, just how many hours would you have to work to earn the actual $80 plus tax plus shipping? Don't spend that on this.
The longest book in the inheritance cycle is book 4, Inheritance. It's $10. It's almost 900 pages.
900 pages.
And that's
for a full-length novel that actually goes into depth on the world building and characters and doesn't just force you to memorize millions of names of background characters who do nothing
in the span of 50 pages.
And that costs $10. And that's brand new for a paperback?
Yes.
How much is the hardcover?
Hardcover is currently $13. Brand new, it was $27.99.
Do you hear that?
860 pages.
Do you hear that, listeners/viewers of this blank black screen? How much? $25 for the full price? $28 for 800 pages if we round it up. For a full-length novel with actual depth beyond, funny jokes. Let's go to the next action sequence. Don't waste your money. Do not spend $80 on 134,000 words. There are so many more things you could be spending that money on. And it's practically guaranteed that if you want to collect the Murderbot Diaries, they will come out with a version. Because they'll have to. Because everybody has been complaining about these prices for years now, since 2018. They will have to come out with a version that is cheap. And honestly, just go to a thrift store or something and see if they have the books, because they will probably charge you less than $5 for each of the first 4 books, if they even charge $5, because most thrift stores and used bookstores will give you books for $3. Do not spend $80 for 134,000 words of light reading. Go on eBay right now. Go on.
People are already selling System Collapse, brand new condition, pre-owned for $10.
Because it's terrible. Yeah, did you hear? Is that on eBay?
Yep.
Yeah, go to eBay. Go to eBay right now. Just look up the books. Just look up the first 4 books on there. And look at prices that people are selling them for used. You can buy books used. I promise you can. Nobody sells books. What is that? Where did that cover come from? Is that a different language?
No. This is the $300+ art books versions. Where the entire
They made another one?
I guess.
What's with the font? Why is the font look like that?
Can afford.
That's ridiculous. We're talking about a weird art book thing that costs $253.
That's
on eBay.
That's with 3 bids. There's another one for $400.
That's
these
weird.
are fully illustrated, partnerships with some really nice artist who does amazing art. But then
nobody can afford that, and there's only limited copies. They're all out of print.
They cost $150 just as is, and
don't spend $80. Go to a used bookstore. Go to eBay. You can even look at Amazon and get the freaking books used from other people who are selling them used. And go to the library. Don't spend $80 on 134,000 words. This is an absolute ripoff, and at this point, we're never going to be buying another new book from this publisher ever again if this is the thing they're going to do, and after the money that we have spent on these books. We are only going to be buying Murderbot books or anything else by this publisher if they're used. Because this is absurd. And charging $80 for this is just criminally fucking scamming. Please, for the love of God, don't fall for it. Just wait until they come out with a cheap version that's actually accessible, because it's extremely ironic for these absurd prices for a book series that's supposed to be about how capitalism is bad. Then why are you charging an arm and a leg for four extremely short books that are extremely light reading if you think capitalism is bad? Like, that's just the ultimate irony. Anyways, the video's over unless you can think of anything else to say. Okay, bye. Don't buy them. Save your money. Buy books used. This is absurd. If you want to give Martha Wells your money, you can just... she probably has a PayPal or something somewhere. You can just send her the money directly, and that will give her more money than any of this crap. Bye-bye.